Hey, is it more nerve-wracking going into to do a one-man show, or is it more nerve-wracking walking into the ring?
Well, they're equal. The only difference is that when I do the show, I don't gotta go to the hospital every night. Only thing different.
How do you prepare? How do you prepare differently, or similarly when you engage in something like
Just
this?
repetition, going over and over. My work, yes, thinking about the greats, thinking about Julie Garland, all these guys, Eddie Cantor, Sammy Davis, all these guys that did this show. I'll just think about these guys, read about them, and I just want to be in that fraternity now. You know, I was fortunate enough to be in the fraternity with all my heroes and fight, and now I want to be in entertainment. I want to be in the fraternity with those guys too.
You're going old school on me now, Eddie Cantor.
Yeah, but those are the guys. The contemporaries now are awesome too, but that's just from the beginning. That's just the beginning stage of the guys when acting first became great entertainment. Mm-hmm. You know, when the guys started teaching, like in the 40s and 30s, really in the 30s, late 30s, that's when people started really teaching acting, just like fighting. No one taught people how to fight till like the end of the 20s. That was the early 30s. Then guys really was teaching people how to actually be fighters, you know.
And have you gone back and watched some of the old one-man shows? Have you been able to see some tapes?
No, I haven't seen any of my tapes and stuff, but you know, I watch all the old-time guys. I watch them go through their shows and stuff, and eventually I want to emulate their shows. I want to learn how to dance. I have a friend that's a dance instructor. I want to learn how to dance and do musicals as well.
Wow. You're shooting for the moon, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely. I want to. If I can do it, I'm going to do it. That's all. Nothing's going to. I'm not going to die from being humiliated by failure, so I'll try anything.
The head of the dojo here said that karate is the perfection of self. Is that what you feel like you've been doing the last couple of years, trying to perfect
I'm
yourself?
so happy that he said that, because I don't know, and I don't want to offend anybody. Karate is just basically the basics of all. My fighting is basically karate, you know what I mean? Fast combination punches and going to the next place, delivering combination punches. That's what really karate is. Other side, other side, it's combination punches and making side movements, not staying stationary, you know. And that's just what it's about, you know. And it's just the basics of fighting thousands and thousands of years ago. And after that, people changed it up. They forget the feet. We use the hands. We use the hands and feet. Or we use wrestling. All that's in karate as well. You know?
He talked about the perfection of self. I mean, Norm told me that the show is basically about your attempt to perfect yourself. It's your attempt to sort of a little redemption and make people understand who you are.
It's not redemption. If I'm looking for redemption from the world, I'm going to fail. The world is not going to ever forgive you. The world is not forgiving, but you could be forgiven within. And whatever you created inside, you can reflect it to the world. You know what I mean? Or to the world that you're in. And that's how I look at life. I don't want to be stagnated by anything in life. My past, I don't want to say coming to Indiana is going to be some kryptonite to me. I don't want to come back because of my experiences. No, I don't allow anything in my past to allow me to receive any gift for my future.
How much work have you done on yourself in the last, 5, 6 years? I mean,
it's all day, every day. You know, because every day you're a different person. You're not waking up the same man every day. And so I just, I deal with my life day by day, moment by moment, but I still have a goal. You know, I don't lose touch of my goal, and that's just improving myself as a human being and winning not necessarily tangible achievements, but some moral achievements as well.
What kinds of moral achievements are you talking about?
I'm trying to bridge the gaps between my, my morals and my behavior, my public life and my private life, who I am, who I want to be. You know, it's going to take a lot of work because I've been through a lot, and what the heck, man. I just want to get well. You know, I mean, it's not going to be an easy job, but I'm willing to do the job.
Are you still in the middle of this process?
Oh, I'm in the middle of it. This is the beginning stages. This is just the beginning stages because my life skills come from a conglomerate of individuals that involved themselves in my life. Cuz my wife, my rehab instructors, my life coach, my sober companion, all these life skills, at one time they came in crisis. They all came at hand. When my little daughter died at 4 years old, and that's when I said, I'm gonna stop getting high on drugs. I'm gonna stop doing this, and I'm gonna live a good, respectable, dignified life for me and my daughter and the rest of my children. Nothing else matters, and that's basically been my goal in life. Is just to just conduct myself in a better manner for my children can respect me and I can respect myself. Because it all comes from me, right. Conducting myself and respecting myself. And no one's gonna ever receive anything from me, of anything positive, if I don't do that to myself. And I want to be able to give my children something that I never had, and that's just a family structure.
This is going to sound crazy, but do you ever miss any of the craziness?
No. The best thing that ever happened to me, I will never believe, the best thing that ever happened to me, I retired from boxing. I'm too extreme and stuff. I wanted to go all the way. I think I'm some god of war and Achilles, and all these gods are going to welcome me when I die. And this is just sick stuff, you know? And and it's just all ego-driven stuff, and so I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy because I could never do this with my family. I could never have respect. I might want to cheat on my wife. Definitely, if it's my ego, I'll cheat on my wife. I might even want to beat my wife. You know, that's what this guy does. You know, he does other things. He entertains people, but this guy does other things that's not morally accepted.
Right.
So I want to forget that guy, and this is a new thing in my life, and this is what I'm doing now. I'm entertaining people from a live stage perspective. I don't know, I may never get rich doing this stuff, but I'm feeling a lot better about myself, you know, and I have a lot.
You seem very much at peace.
I don't know if it's peace, but I'm really impressed that the relationship that I have with my wife. I'm not being a pig, and I'm not, I'm just not doing what I used to do. My last wife, I had 45 girlfriends.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just glad that I'm not a child anymore, and I've been through enough girls and stuff. I'm happy with who I have now. You know, I never thought I'd be at a place to say I'm happy with who I have as a mate. Isn't that crazy? I just thought my structure of a man was because of how many women I had, how much money I have, and I realized that didn't add nothing to me, but just take away from me.
Left you empty.
Oh, spiritual and everything. Financially, spiritually, emotionally, it's just empty. You know, it's just not meant to be. Man is not meant to be, unless he's a total Neanderthal, to just sleep with 1,000 women and have no conscience, feel good about. He has to have some self-dignity. In order to have self-dignity, you can't do that. Even though that's the standards of American men, we should bed as many women as possible. But we need to, you have to feel hollow after that. Right. Because I did. You know, I felt hollow, and I had to have more and more and more. You know, but he just couldn't fill that big void. You know, he couldn't fill the void. You know, thought when I finished boxing, I thought by doing a lot of drugs and sleeping with a lot of women, that would fill that empty void. But it's a different high. You can never reach that high that your sports and athletic gives you. That natural high, the highest high God can ever give you. There's nothing that can reach that high. I don't even know why they made drugs. That's because some people can transcend to that high. But it's just, trust me, I've been champion. I had that euphoric feeling, and I've used every drug in the world, and trust me, they can't take you to that level. That your natural, that natural drug in your body can. It's no way. There's no comparison.
Do you have you weren't here under the best of circumstances, but I would assume after being here for 3 years, you got a lot of relationships with people in the city.
100%. This is, and whatever I had to think negative about that city now, that must have been then. This city is, it had leaps and bounds, and the progression, just by looking at it from 91, it's just, this is not even the same city. Yeah. You know what I mean? I went to the prison. I just came from the prison I was in, and I was talking to the warden, who was the vice warden when I was there, and just that, that was more closure than anything. That was more therapy than being on what people think is therapy. This is not therapy. Going to see the warden and talking to the warden as a human being, and not as a subordinate or insubordinate, but as a human being and as a man. That was pretty therapeutic.
Yeah.
It's
therapeutic without having to pay $150 an hour.
It's beautiful stuff. This man is not lying. This is a beautiful man. He's talking to you, and you want to cry. And nobody would think that you want to cry after come seeing your warden. Right. But you know, as the growth that my experience allowed me to receive, you know, you want to have a kinship with somebody that knows you, that would have seen you through adversity, ups and downs in your life, something that your family never seen you, because they ain't behind the wall with you, so they haven't seen your ups and downs and your struggles like that. And for him to see that I've grown up and I've grown out of those childish ways of just trying to cater to my desires, and I was just so happy that he could see that I'm not that person anymore, and that's what a part of improving yourself comes when people haven't seen you in a long time. They could see it without even seeing your conduct. They see it in your eye because they knew what you were before.
And I would assume that you hope that Jim Voiles and Patty Gifford see the same thing when they come see the show.
I hope they do. I'm gonna have dinner with Mr. Voiles tonight, but I appreciate them more so much now than I ever did now, you know, because of my lack of selfishness. You know, when we became selfless, you realize that everything happened in the name of God, and Miss Gifford could have gave me 60 years easy. She gave me 3 funky years, you know?
That's not bad.
And if I was outside, I probably would have got in trouble. I was acting crazy, I was sleeping with all kind of strangers. My friends were dying of AIDS and drugs and being shot in prison terms. So I was in that league, you know, just gambling with life, sleeping recklessly and stuff. And I'm just, everything happened for a reason. And I think those 3 years saved my life. Yeah, I really do. I know it sounds so cliche, and I don't want to even say, but that's really true. Because I was just such a mess. Yeah. I'm surprised no one killed me. I was just such a disrespectful mess out there in the streets.
Yeah. Amen.
And I would have never had as much money. There's no way I would just been Mike, miserable guy, made a couple of, I would never been as irrelevant as I was, because I was really, you know, I would have never been irrelevant if I didn't come in this place. This place, being locked up made me so much more relevant, even though it sounds ugly to say, but in my business, that made me so relevant. When I was outside in the street fighting, there wasn't no private planes and no jets and no helicopters falling around checking for me and stuff. I was a pariah before I got locked up and stuff. And I don't know how it works on humans' minds, but things have changed, and it just put me in a position, and things still went bad, and I still had to deal with adversity, but it just put me in a position where I didn't die, thank God, and I'm able to deal with those adversities again. You know, and I learned how to deal with people, and I learned about love and forgiveness, and also forgiving yourself.
Right, that's the hardest one.
Yeah, that's the hardest one, hell yeah. Because if people treated me as worse, if anybody treated me the way I treated myself, I would kill them. There's no doubt about it. But I'm my own worst enemy, always has been, and I've learned to have a better psychological opinion about myself and not think that I'm a bum all the time.
Hey, I really appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.
It was good talking to you. I'm looking forward to seeing the show
Oh,
tomorrow.
man, I can't wait. Thank you.
All right.